Hey guys, so a while back I saw this video by Nick Robinson and he talks about how a second person video game should be, and that got me thinking. A lot of people have actually forgotten that there exist millions of second person perspective video games. So Nick actually went into a great number of details about how a second person perspective video game should be, and he actually shows us how it would actually look like in second person perspective. Now that's all awesome, but he actually missed a large proportion of games out there that are actually only played in second person point of view, and I just had to make a video on that. And these games were actually once the most played things out there. I mean, there's a really high chance that you guys and me, we've all played these type of games. Actually, I'm pretty certain that we've definitely played at least one of these games. Now you might be wondering that if you actually played it, then you obviously should remember because it has to be unique. So what exactly is this games that I'm talking about? Well, it shouldn't be coming as a surprise to you, but can I have a drum roll please? What? That was horrible. Okay, moving on. These games, they're interactive fiction games. Yep, that's right. The normal text-based adventure games. Now think back. Think about how they were played. Traditionally, there are two types of input for these type of games. One is the player input, that is the input that you as a player provide. The second type of input is the game output. Now this is when after you provide the player input, the game then assesses the situation and it tells you the development that occurred due to your decision. Now this is where it gets interesting, guys. Every single type of interactive action games actually provide this input in a second person point of view. These games, they tell you what the situation is, how the surroundings are around you, and what you can actually see, how the other character is feeling, etc. etc. Yep, it does all of these things in second person perspective, and that brings me to my point. The predecessor to all video games right now, the text-based adventure games, those things were actually in second person perspective. That means we all began our journey as a gamer playing second person perspective games. This is not something that we've never tried or never heard about. These games utilize the most powerful graphics processor out there, the human brain, and they brought us joy and other types of adventure feelings that even the games now cannot bring us. And if you guys are actually still skeptical, you can just do a quick Google search and go into the Wikipedia page and read about these. I'm telling you, it's there, and it's awesome how everybody seems to miss that second person perspective games have existed since the beginning of gaming. And honestly, I really don't believe that we're ever gonna get a 3D, the newest generation type of game in a second person perspective. I mean, that's actually a pretty hard thing to do. Almost seems impossible, but we'll just have to wait and see about that. So guys, the next time you keep wondering about how a second person perspective game actually looks like, just pick up one of those millions of titles out there and play a classic text-based adventure game and find out. Thank you, and that's all folks.